to the front group yet again. Here is Group 2 on the road, 48 seconds back from the leaders, but still working hard. And he's just saying, is that where the leading group is?
Is that them up there? He doesn't know. He's trying to figure out, because I think the radio communication wasn't working right, and he's actually, I think he wants a job as a cameraman.
Well, he's going to be the director for 2010. We're going to sign him up afterwards. So Dave McCann wondering what's going on here and showing everyone what the best shots are. Dave Clark at the front, rocking and rolling a little bit for the Pendragon team in the blue. They've got pretty big ambitions for next season. But back to the third group on the road, one of the Magnus Maximus riders there, with the Vikings all over his kit as they look for a sponsor for 2010 as well. And Jeremy Hunt on the left hand side in the white kit of Cervelo. His teammates today will be finishing on the Champs-Élysées in the Tour de France, maybe with a green jersey with Thor Hushoff.
Well, you've got a situation here, you've got a group here about just under 20 riders, and they are just under 3 minutes down in the front group, but now you're getting a situation where these riders have to, the top riders have to work with each other, and it doesn't seem to be happening. As Dave Clark is dragging McCann and Dawson up to this front group, so this front group is swelling now, and it looks as if we're going to have 15 riders now in the front of this race, just under 3 minutes down in the peloton.
Well, Dave Clark, he's a talented bike rider, a little bit of wobble from the bike there as he went into the aerodynamic tuck. Kevin Dawson at the back with the black socks, a la Brad Wiggins from the Tour de France, and they work their way up to the leaders. Now we'll see what starts to happen. Is someone else going to make a move?
Just looking at Anthony, if this was maybe 5-10 years ago and you looked at John Tanner, Kevin Dawson in here, you'd be thinking, a good breakaway here. 3 sports cover, but probably the oldest team in the race.
Well, this is Dan Patton yet again on the front. This young man is working very, very hard. You wonder whether he's expending a little bit too much energy here.
Well, he is trying hard. We said this earlier on, that he doesn't really have to do this, go out on his own. There's still a long way to go in this race, but he's determined to get something out of this race, and he's looking to get the King of the Mountains, and he's pushing hard to try and get them.
Well, we know that this team were put on a special training programme by Magnus Backstead, who felt that they weren't working hard enough, so he put them on a feast of a huge amount of miles. Let's see whether it pays off for them. We'll be back with a finish in a moment.
To be very, very difficult, so I think we're going to see plenty of action on this final lap.
Well, just thinking about the team tactics here, Brian, you should normally expect, shouldn't you, that Sports Cover would win this?
Well, there's 9 riders left. Dave McCann leading them over on the Bell Lab, but just looking at it, it's about strength in numbers. Sports Cover have 2 riders here. If they've got they have got the experience, if they've got it in their legs, that's the only difficult thing. But Kevin Dawson coming to the front and dragging them away, but I think they should be maybe hitting them 1-2, but they can't mess about because there's still some riders trying to come across as McCann tries to go on the left hand side.
Big move here on the left hand side as Dave McCann whistles his way past the motorbike. So the Irish rider has decided he doesn't want to gamble on the finish. They've only got 1 lap of this 4.7 kilometre circuit to go, and McCann is giving it full throttle.
Yeah, we've seen him do this before, but it's the sprightly John Tanner realising that he is a danger man coming across as we hit the cattle grid.
So over the cattle grid, John Tanner does his teamwork and he closes the gap. McCann looks down. He knows that that attack is over and he's going to have to let his body recover.
Perfect time to attack, Anthony. Perfect time to attack. The Collie Riders rider there. Perfect place to go on the counter. But it's Kevin Dawson and Walter Sebrandi goes on the right hand side past the grandstand. 2 miles to go.
So Walter Sebrandi, the 25-year-old Dutchman for the Sigma Sport Racing team. They've desperately wanted a win in the Premier Calendar this year, so he gives it some gas. This man's a great time trialist. So's Kevin Dawson, though.
He can't hold a wheel.
He's been one of the best time trialists in the country for years. There's Jeremy Hunt, 55 seconds down.
Yeah, we said this gap would come down. They can't mess about too much. 55 seconds, but it's getting too little too late. But just look at that. He's just powered away from one of the best time trialists ever come out of this country.
This is a very, very impressive move from the Dutchman. He's got a tall, rangy frame and he just levers those pedals over. Dawson is digging really, really deep here. He can sense a victory for the Sports Cover team. He's been on the podium in the Premier Calendar already this season as he desperately tries to get in the wheel of Walter Sebrandi.
Well, that's a huge effort there. We're just into the last corner here, only about 400-500 metres to go. But Kevin Dawson, has you got anything left in the sprint?
Well, it looks like it's going to be decided between these two riders. It was Dawson and Sabrandi who made the move. They can see the crowd in front of them. House, he can attack on the Dutchman as they head towards the finish. You can see the other riders coming back. Tanner's going for it in the second group. Dawson going for the victory. Is he tying up as they hit the checkered flag now? And Sabrandi just gets it. Wouter Sabrandi of the Sigma Sport, he takes the win. The car stops a little bit quickly there, and Dawson is in second place. Well, here's the confirmed result. Wouter Sabrandi of Sigma Sport Specialised Sport, he takes